Yo, what is going on today? YouTube have a little video for you in which we will be talking CoD Champs. Just gotta hop right into a TDM. So I'm not gonna break down full CoD Champs fully because most of you guys who follow Call of Duty, competitive Call of Duty, and esports in general, or esports in general, will know what happened in CoD Champs yesterday. Denial won, and this weekend in general. Denial won. Clayster was your MVP. Congratulations to Denial for winning. Not another that there aren't too many other deserving groups of guys than Denial winning it. Clayster, congratulations on winning MVP. You all again, not too many people just at champs this weekend deserving that. Congrats to them. So,
you're cleared for contact.
There's not a whole lot to talk about when it comes to the team themselves winning. Solely because there, in my opinion, weren't too many teams that played good enough to fully deserve it. I think every team that played this weekend got the placing that they deserve. And we saw some really surprising things this weekend, like TR. We'll start there. We'll start at TR winning. Or not winning, coming in second, I should say. Nobody expected TR to come in second. Like, and when I say nobody, I mean TR themselves are probably the only people who expected to do that good. We haven't seen a lot from TR, and I think the way they played this weekend, I think the way they played this weekend will open up some eyes, or did open up some eyes,
UAV is online,
and made things very interesting. A lot of people are probably going to say it's just a fluke, which I don't want to go and say it's a fluke. We haven't seen enough of it, of them, to decide whether it was like something to see if it was something they could do regularly. I would like to say, I think it would be interesting to see them not only their next tournament, but throughout the Pro League. I don't even know if they are in Pro League, so don't quote me on that, about them being in Pro League. But it'll be interesting to see them at their next tournament, at the next LAN, definitely. Even though personally, I don't think it can continue because everybody has now seen what they can do, and a lot of people, I think, will be watching what went down this weekend. So solely because of that, I don't think TR can continue it, but I think a lot of people will now be expecting. I don't think a lot of people will be counting TR out now, out of every tournament now. And I don't think a lot of teams did, like, when they saw TR. I really wouldn't be surprised. Like, FaZe Red sees TR, they're probably already thinking, okay, easy 3-0. Then FaZe Red, and I'm talking Saturday here, FaZe Red, they get 3-0'd quick. I think a lot of teams won't be making that mistake. now because of what TR did. Think about it. TR 3-0's phase Saturday, and then they play through the rest of Saturday. They play really good. Sunday they lose to Denial in 5. Then they go on to beat phase 3-1 Sunday to be able to play Denial for a rematch to win $400,000. And big. First off, it was amazing to watch. And excited, like I said, I've said this a few times, I'm excited to see and kind of eager to see how TR does in their next plan. Solely because I think TR, as I miss
team. I'll give
TR will. I don't see them being able to keep it up, because they did get hot on Saturday and they were able to stay hot. I mean, yes, they only had 2 games on, but again, it's really about who's hot, and so I think it'll be interesting. Moving on, we're going to talk about with a chance of doing that. So we won't go too far into Denial winning it. Something that we will go into though is Optic, Envy, and FaZe. And when I say FaZe, I mean both FaZe Red and FaZe Black. FaZe Red, not FaZe Black, not FaZe Red. FaZe Black, we'll start there. They lose their first game Saturday. They go straight to losers bracket. Instantly lose to, I think it was Mind Freak they lost. They were done. That, all honesty, doesn't surprise me. Not the best team. FaZe Black, I feel kind of bad for FaZe Black because FaZe Black, as some of you guys may know, is half of the original FaZe team that we had for MLG Columbus back in December. Back before FaZe split into FaZe Red and FaZe Black, FaZe Red being the only team being made just to beat Optic, which FaZe Red themselves, that yesterday was not yesterday, but Saturday being the first time that they actually beat Optic.
Ready up, Sentinel. Time to show.
So there's that, but we will talk about that in a couple of minutes. FaZe Red or FaZe Black, like I said, they got out instantly. And like I said, not completely surprised.
I have contact.
Not completely surprised FaZe Red went out as quick, or FaZe Black went out as quick as they did. Because they're not the best team there. Not the best FaZe team. I think it's a team that could do good, but there's not as much there as, FaZe Red as there is FaZe Red. So that'll be an interesting thing to continue watching.
Enemy UAV above.
As the current Call of Duty season continues on. And I'm not talking Pro League season. I'm talking like this title, the Advanced Warfare season, as it goes through Pro Leagues and events. think that'll be something I am eager to see kind of progress, to see how FaZe Black continues on. And I am very eager to see how they go through.
UAV recon standing by. Our UAV
Next up, we'll go to Envy, the team that came. Like, I mean, when I talk about Optic Nation, I could do that, but just there hasn't been a whole lot there for Optic Nation. Like regionals, they did good, but there just seem to be missing things. ON just seems to be missing things. I think long run, eventually, maybe something can happen with ON. Just based off of how they played back at regionals, you saw sparks of good. You saw good sparks of a team that could be good. But the real question is going to be, how often will we see those sparks? And so there's that with ON. Envy next, we'll talk about them a bit. Envy, just another disappointing LAN, if you ask me. Like, really, there's not much to go into that. Another disappointing LAN from Envy as I try and chase it. And that's been the story of Envy for a while now. Just like that. Unfortunately, that's hard to say. For if Envy's playing good, and if you have Envy playing good, Optic playing good, a FaZe team playing good, FaZe Red or Black, and then Denial playing good, that just makes things amazing to watch.
They're hurting. Keep hitting them.
And then you throw like ON in there. You throw a team like TR that pops in there every once in a bit. That makes things really interesting. But Envy, like, this has been the story of their year. They've just had some disappointing lands. And you can even see like Envy in the Pro League right now. They've been awful. Another thing that's unfortunate. They play good in Pro League. That would be, again, something else that would be worth watching. But Envy's been missing things here and there. So I think maybe Envy can eventually pick it up. Possibly. It would be nice to see Envy pick it up, just because they'll make things a lot more interesting to watch. For the sake of the game, I do hope Envy does. But do I see it happening? That's at that turret. Okay. Okay, that is odd.
Friendly Goliath online.
Like I said, I don't see Envy staying there for a long time. But or staying at that point of not doing too great. I don't see them staying there for a while. Just Advanced Warfare is not their game. And I think it'll be interesting to see if they can continue, if they can get better. Let's go on to Optic Gaming. Like I said, as an Optic fan, this is kind of a sore spot for me. I, like a lot of people, expected OG to do very well. I actually expected them to take first. That obviously didn't happen. They took 7th. Came out with $35,000, but as a lot of people will say, they don't play for the money. Especially Optic Gaming. They don't play for the money. They all have what they want. But finishing where they did at losing to FaZe Red in the losers bracket, you know, probably was not something they were expecting to happen. They probably weren't expecting to be in the losers bracket that early, losing to Denial on Saturday, like their first game on Saturday. That's big. The fact they went through to the loser bracket that early is like surprising, and then there's the fact like they just did not seem to want it after they went to losers bracket. They had issues with below zero. I mean, yes, they 3-0'd them, but it was a very difficult 3-0. They 3-1'd SB, and then FaZe was just a disaster. They got 3-0'd by FaZe, but FaZe got hot on Saturday. I'm really interested to see where OG will go next. If you've been following some of their tweets, they're taking a couple-day vacation off of this after this, but like that, I'm not interested in that. I really want to know where they're going next after this. I don't see there being roster moves, but if there is, that'd be surprising. First off, I don't see there being any way there could be a roster move because they have a strong roster. They just did not play like they wanted it. Okay, I'll do that. I'll take that triple. But Optic just did not really seem to want it that much. It's kind of sad. So yeah, I think they will. I personally think being nowhere, there will be no way, or there is no way there will be a roster change. If there is, that would be, first off, that'd be extremely surprising. Because who are they going to get rid of? So, we'll now move on to TK. I know I didn't really talk much about Optic, but it's just really hard to see what, like, there's things that went wrong with Optic that on Saturday. They fell apart. And it kind of sucks. It's a good team. When they're playing on top of their game, they deserve to be. They would be deserving to win CoD Champs. And if they stay together as a team, that will be really interesting to watch, to see how they respond from it. Okay, so now moving on to actually before we hit FaZe Red, we're gonna talk TK, another team that
UAV above.
like TK would have been another team I think a lot of people expected to finish a lot higher than they did. They finished 8th, just behind OG. And that was like, that's rough for a team like TK. I mean, that really sucks for TK. They were another team that underperformed. A team that was expected a lot of people expected to, finish higher than 8th. Personally, I figured they would have
They're
been.
hurting. Keep hitting. Orbital care package on standby.
I would have expected TK to finish like 4th or 5th. They had Prof that finished really well. Finishing 4th, which that surprises me. But we won't talk about Prof either.
Marking care package coordinates.
Team that finished really poorly. Well, actually, they didn't finish poorly. They started poorly, I should say. They started Friday. Friday was kind of poor for them. Saturday or Friday wasn't bad, I guess, but it wasn't, a phase standard. And then they finished.
Enemy UAV online.
And Saturday, the beginning of Saturday was awful. Their Saturday was quite bad, their Saturday started quite bad, getting 3-0'd by TR. I've already mentioned that TR played out of their mind. And then moving on through Saturday, they didn't lose a match. They 3-0'd everybody they played in the losers bracket. And then they hit TR again on Sunday. And I was telling a lot of people that there was no way
UAV online.
that
Squad,
FaZe Red
that
was
was
gonna-
textbook.
how they keep up their match, keep up the way they played, since they went right from playing Saturday to having to go to play Sunday. So I'm not surprised they lost. I'm actually surprised they played so well in the losers bracket, because that team, FaZe Red, that team is a team that, they should not be. That should be a team that doesn't, like, their personalities. Yes, they have good players. Don't get me wrong, they have good players, but personality-wise, that should be a team that doesn't succeed, because they don't like each other at all. FaZe Red, they do not like each other. You could just see it the way everything goes, like just the tweets to each other. From the tweets to each other that they send to each other, to the in-game freaking listen-ins and stuff. Like, you could just tell they don't really like each other that much. So I think it'll be interesting to see how they continue on, even though I don't see it being successful. They just happen to get hot at the right time. So really, I'm actually gonna back out this match, because I am going to be pulling all the strings together to get an end, as we are hitting the 24-minute mark. Again, biggest surprises: TR finishing where they did. Mind Freak finishing where they did at 4th. I didn't really talk about them, but they played good. The Australian team, extremely good. Kind of surprised, considering all the other awful. But biggest surprise is TR. FaZe Red dropping to lose their run through. Optic finishing 7th. TK finishing 8th. I'm trying to gather my thoughts here. And Envy finishing. You could just see how, like, bounces out. I think It will make things very interesting. Very eager to. For the next land, definitely to see. That's really it. I will be doing these little. Today.